What's happening, my friends? Welcome back to the channel. On this segment, we are going to go over Conor McGregor versus Kamaru Usman at 170 pounds. Yup, Conor McGregor recently in the media expressed interest in fighting Usman for the 170-pound strap in his comeback fight. I personally don't think he's deserving of that. I don't know how it makes sense, but stranger things have happened. Maybe one day we will see these guys fight in that cage at welterweight. So for discussion, let's get into it. Alright guys, first let's start with Conor McGregor. Conor is actually still relatively young. He's 33 years old. He stands at 5'9". He has a 74-inch reach. Mixed martial arts record, 22 wins, 6 losses. 19 wins via KO/TKO. He has a brown belt in BJJ. Of course, former 2-time UFC world champ. That's featherweight, that's lightweight, and he's the first-time dual active champ, holding both a featherweight and lightweight belts at the same time. Now let's talk about some of Conor McGregor's recent performances. He certainly has been on a slump, but he's been fighting elites. So he lost his last 2 fights to Dustin Poirier. Before that, he defeated Donald Cerrone at 170 pounds. Prior to that, a loss to Habib Nurmagomedov. Then he had 2 wins before that. A one-sided battering of Eddie Alvarez, and he defeated Nate Diaz via decision. So basically from 2016 on, Conor McGregor's record has been spotty. It might be attributed to distractions, lack of focus. It's not because he's out of his physical prime. He's only 33 right now. And I know that is different for everyone, but I still think he's in his good physical years. The losses might flat out be due to the fact that, again, he's fighting the best. Dustin Poirier, a top dog at lightweight. I think future Hall of Famer. Habib Nurmagomedov, I mean, what needs to be said about him? Talking about Conor's skill set, he has some of the best hands in the game, some of the best boxing in the UFC. His stand-up in general, when he mixes things up, pretty phenomenal. Conor could do it all on the feet. From flashy spinning attacks, spinning back kicks, to head kicks, to low kicks. He has great Muay Thai techniques, elbows in a clinch, fantastic hands, very precise. For sure has power. His KO ratio says it all there. Great feints when he uses them. The footwork is there. He's super fluid in striking, sets traps, great counters and reflexes. Conor got a pretty solid chin. I'm not going to say he has the best chin out there, but he can certainly take a crack and keep swinging. His ground game to me is a bit underrated. I feel like when Conor's fresh, he has some pretty sharp BJJ, definitely has technique and skill in the Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu department. He's tough to take down, solid anti-wrestling for the most part, but if you ask me, I feel like grappling is his weakness. And it's not because of lack of skill. I feel like the cat's kind of out of the bag with Conor. If you make him work, if you make him grapple early on, you can sap his energy. He's definitely more catered and more efficient in striking. Striking, he can go all day, but if you lean on him, force him to grapple, force him to expend energy in that manner, in that facet of the game, it seems like to me it drains him. Definitely a weakness in Conor. He's a very confident fighter, believes in himself quite a bit, and that's very important in that UFC octagon. Your mind is probably your most valuable weapon. Moving on now to the Nigerian nightmare Kamaru Usman. Usman, 34 years old right now, also still young, 6 feet tall, 76-inch reach. He is a black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, NCAA Division II wrestler, mixed martial arts record, 20 wins, 1 loss, 9 wins via KO/TKO. Usman has been on an absolute tear for the longest now. I believe he's #1 pound for pound wise. Some of the names on his hit list: you have Colby Covington, Jorge Masvidal, Gilbert Burns, Tyron Woodley, RDA, Damian Maia. He's defeated Sean Strickland in the past. Certainly has a lot more to do, but what an impressive fighter, impressive and dominant. Speaking on Kamal's skill set, his striking is just coming along right now. His boxing is looking better and better. He fully understands himself now that he has big KO power. If he connects on you clean, he can put your lights out. Karl getting more confident with his striking, with his hands. That's dangerous because his grappling is top notch. He has some of the best control, some of the best MMA wrestling in the UFC. Somebody I believe on Usman's level as far as the control and the dominance in the grappling and wrestling, Habib. Karl likes to walk you down. With his current fight style, he likes to stick that jab in your face constantly. That thing's like a piston, creates openings, gives his opponents something to constantly think about, which saps their cardio. And that's another thing Usman's known for, is cardio and conditioning. The man's ripped. Absolute beast. Always in shape. Looks like a damn action figure. He can go and go. Cardio is a big weapon in MMA. And Usman knows how to use it. He'll walk you down, pressure you with that jab, apply that forward pressure, hurt you against the cage, either pick his shots there or shoot in for a single or a double leg and just work you to the mat. And once Karl has you down, good luck getting up. He's very physically imposing and strong, not to mention really good wrestling skill. And he can do that all night. I think Usman has a rock solid chin. We've seen him get dropped by Burns, pop back up, win that fight via KO TKO. Same thing in the Colby fights. Now Colby's not known to be a knockout striker or puncher, but damn did Usman eat some big shots. Looked pretty much unfazed. Talk about a strong mind and will to win. Kamaru Usman has that all day. He's en route to become a Hall of Famer himself. No doubt about that in my mind. Alright guys, so the matchup. Man, Conor is a gutsy guy. I'm gonna say straight away, I don't like this fight for McGregor. I definitely, without a doubt, favor Kamaru Usman. I think he's just a bad style matchup for Conor. We saw what Habib did to him. Now I think at this point Usman is more dangerous, more capable on the feet than Habib. The wrestling and grappling comparable, but Usman's bigger and stronger. Now, how's Conor going to deal with that? Conor, in all honesty, did pretty good on the ground with Habib. He did well with avoiding damage, managed to escape mount position, defended himself relatively well, put up a fight, made it to the 4th round, even stuffed some takedowns. But for the most part, he was stuck on that mat. Now, what's going to happen when Kamaru Usman gets him down on the floor? He's not going to get up. Usman's going to constantly pound on him, and he may be able to do that all night. Win a dominant decision via takedowns, control, ground and pound. Maybe even a submission if it presents itself. Now, does McGregor have zero chance? Absolutely not. I give him probably, honestly, like a 30% chance. I think especially in the 1st and 2nd round, he can make something happen as far as the striking. I do think that Conor's more skilled than Kamaru Usman in the stand-up department. I think at 170 pounds, the knockout power is comparable. Usman's a stronger person overall, but Conor knows how to punch. He knows how to strike. I think Conor's more fluid. He's more comfortable. He has better traps and tricks. He's more diverse on the feet. So the longer the fight stays standing in the 1st and 2nd round, the greater the chance that McGregor has to make something happen. But once it passes the 2nd, I think that his odds of losing greatly increase. Because Conor's kind of like known to slow down, especially if you make him work, especially if you make him grapple. And that's exactly what Kamaru Usman would do. He's not a stupid fighter. He'll fight against McGregor's weaknesses. And I think he would get Conor to the mat. Usman's a really big, strong welterweight. He's going to have major physical advantages over Conor. Conor has knockout power, but I think Usman's size, his strength, and his durability at 170 would allow him to possibly work through some of those shots that land. And like I said, if he makes it past the 2nd, it might be smooth sailing for Usman. I can see him walking Conor down, constantly pumping that jab. I think he has superior cardio to Conor overall, so he's not going to let off the gas. As soon as he smells blood, as Usman does, he's going to turn it up, and I could really see Conor folding. Once he slows down, he might get his face jabbed up all night, the takedowns are going to be there, and he might be susceptible to being finished while on the mat. In order for Conor to win, he has to fight the perfect fight, not get taken down, do damage on Usman early in the fight. You have to make Usman vulnerable in some way. You're not going to do it in the cardio and conditioning department. You have to do it via damage. A lot of times when strikers are concerned with being taken down, they don't let loose. And it's probably a mistake because they're so concerned with defending, not being taken down to the mat, when it's most likely going to happen anyway when you're going against a superior wrestler and grappler. You might as well shoot your shot early. Make no mistake, try not to be taken down, but don't be afraid to attack openings, because you see it time and time again. You got strikers super tentative when they're fresh, when they have energy, when they're still explosive. They don't take their shot early on. Then they get tired anyway, get taken down, and stuck on the mat, brutalized. So Conor got to use that speed, that explosiveness, that striking skill early in the fight, make all that count, do some damage on Kamaru, or just flat out knock him out. Easier said than done. I think more likely Kamaru is going to weather the storm. He's going to drag Conor into deeper waters and do what he wants with him. I got Kamaru Usman via dominant decision at minimum. Most likely to me, I think he finishes Conor. But that's going to wrap up this short breakdown, guys. You let me know in the comment section, what do you think about Conor McGregor fighting Kamaru Usman upon his return at 170 for the strap? That could be a whole other video, a whole other topic. You never know, it might happen. Who takes this fight and why? Would love to read your thoughts. Thanks for watching the video, guys. If you enjoyed it, hit that subscribe button, like and share. Appreciate it to the max. And until the next segment, you all take care.